Following breaking traffic news this morning on I-95, the northbound lanes have been shut down for hours here near West Palm Beach after a deadly accident. Those delays starting to build right now. I'm going to show you exactly where this is happening and how you can work around it.
Then a race to recover vaccine eligibility expands, opening the door for more people to get the COVID vaccine. We'll tell you who is next in line.
Also, the CDC loosening guidelines for people who are vaccinated when they say it's going to be okay to leave the mask behind.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
And good morning on this Tuesday, everyone. I'm Ashley Glass.
And I'm Matt Lincoln. We're following breaking traffic news this morning. Sam, I don't get it. We've been telling people all morning to avoid I-95 North near the Palm Beach Lakes exit, yet here we are, some full backups.
That's right. We have been following this since we got in this morning. This crash happened at 2 a.m. I-95 shut down ever since. You were looking live. Traffic Tracker 12 is on the scene of this accident here. This is the vehicle that was involved in this deadly crash on I-95 northbound just after the 45th Street exit. Now we are getting a first look here at the delays that are growing on I-95 right now, and it is just a sea of brake lights. Looks like a parking lot out there heading north. This is between Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard and 45th Street. Traffic, you can still get off of I-95 at 45th Street, but don't take it that far. Do not get stuck in these delays here. You will want to exit I-95. Right now, you can still do that at Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard without any issue. You can take Congress Avenue North. You can take Australian Avenue North. You can reconnect to I-95 at Blue Heron Boulevard. Of course, you can also take the Turnpike as an alternate. I will have another update for you in just a couple of minutes, but for now, it's time for a check on the weather. Here's Lauren.
Sam, thanks. Let's take a look right now outside at Storm Track Radar. Dry start for the morning. Very windy out there for us, though. Hey, it's nice and cool again. Not quite as cold as yesterday morning, but 50s and 60s out there. Hey, we'll take it. 67 in Vero and Fort Pierce. Okeechobee's at 54. 57 in Belle Glade. 58 in Indiantown, so much cooler inland. 64 in Wellington and 68 in Jupiter, so definitely a little more warmer, closer to the coastline. Cool start. Another breezy day. We'll track all the wind, and we've got a warm up in store for the weekend. We'll look at all of that ahead. Matt, Ashley?
All right, Lauren, thank you. 6:31, and we turn now to the coronavirus crisis. One step closer now to returning to something a little bit closer to normal.
Will never be the same, but something more normal. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's issued new guidance for people who've been fully vaccinated against COVID-19, so they can now gather with others who are also vaccinated without having to wear a mask or social distance. They can also visit with unvaccinated people who aren't at risk for developing severe disease. And this morning, more people can actually get a vaccine.
That's right. Governor DeSantis announced the state is expanding vaccine eligibility next Monday, and CBS 12's Kara Duffy is standing by with who is next in line. Kara?
Matt, in less than a week, Floridians who are 60 years and older will now get the green light to get the vaccine. This comes after the governor lowered that age eligibility from 65 to just 60 years old, and this will apply at all of the vaccination venues, including pharmacies like the one here behind us at Publix. Now, the drop in age requirement, that was announced just yesterday, and it's part of a bigger plan to expand statewide with law enforcement officers and first responders 50 years and older joining that growing list who can now get the shot. Teachers and child care workers of all ages are also included.
Each little 5-year wicket in the age distribution, you're looking at, what is that, about almost 2 million people, 1.5 million, 2 million people, each one you do. I would imagine the demand will be slightly lower for 60 to 64 than it was for above 65, but we do anticipate the demand to still be pretty robust.
The governor says the change comes as the demand from seniors is softening, and federal vaccination sites throughout the state continue to see a lower turnout of eligible people. Again, this new group can start getting the vaccine next Monday, March 15th. Ashley and Matt, back to you.
Starting tomorrow, Publix will be giving teachers and school workers priority for vaccine appointments, and eligible people will get a choice. This is new, which vaccine they get depending on what day they sign up for. See, every Wednesday, appointments will be for those who want to get the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, while Monday and Friday will be for the 2-dose Moderna vaccine. Registration opens again tomorrow, 7 a.m. Website to sign up is listed on your screen right there. We also posted it on our website.
St. Lucie County holding day 2 of its vaccination clinic at the Fenn Center in Fort Pierce today. This is only for people to get their first dose. Vaccinations will be administered from 9 to 3 for all eligible groups. People should make a reservation on the county's Department of Health website. Let's go back to Sam. She's following that breaking traffic news.
Yes, we're seeing the backups really build after this deadly crash.
That's right. I mean, it is just about that time for the morning commute to really ramp up here. And so, of course, we are seeing some really heavy delays on I-95. We did have a deadly crash right near the 45th Street exit that happened at about 2 o'clock this morning. I-95 has been shut down now for more than 4 hours. And as the commute starts to pick up, you can see what's happening here. We are just seeing a parking lot on I-95. This is the 45th Street exit. This is where traffic is being taken off of the highway, but just don't get stuck in it. Don't head up north there to 45th Street. I mean, these delays are tacking on a good 20, 25 extra minutes to your drive right now. So exit I-95 at Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. Then it's easy for you to take Congress Avenue or Australian Avenue North as an alternate. They're not getting too backed up just yet. And of course, you can always head to the Turnpike as an alternate as well. We have reached out to FHP for more information about this accident, or when these lanes may reopen. But in the meantime, you will just want to avoid I-95 north there near 45th Street. Time now for a check on the weather. I'll send it over to Lauren.
Sam, thanks. And let's take a look at radar for us this morning. Checking in outside right now. Hey, we're in pretty good shape. It's just really windy outside. 54 degrees in Okeechobee, 68 in Jupiter and Boynton Beach. West Palm and Delray are at 70. We're at 69 in Boca, 64 in Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce and Vero at 67. Our biggest impact today is, again, the wind and the beaches. High risk of rip currents across the area today. Strong wind gusts out there with that wind coming in out of the northeast. It'll be sustained around 15 up to 20 miles per hour, likely gusting higher than that at times. UV index today is about 4.5. You can still burn, so if you're headed outside for a long period of time, make sure you've got that sunscreen. Temperatures for today, right around the low 70s. For everyone, it's going to be pretty nice out there. We might get closer to about 74 in southern Palm Beach County, but overall, we're in pretty good shape. Even into the evening, temperatures will be right around the 60s. Wind speeds for us today, coming in out of the east-northeast. This is 8:45 tonight, right around 15 to 20. Again, really windy across the area for us. Rougher surf outside too because of the strong winds that we're going to continue dealing with. This trend continues for most of the week. The winds will, of course, be strongest right along the immediate coastline compared to areas that are a little bit further inland. But overall, not a bad day. Just nice and breezy out there for us. Look at your marine forecast and your 7 days all still ahead. Matt, Ashley.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Municipal Election Day is today. Coming up next, we'll tell you why this could be a record-setting election.
And then the House is set to vote on the next COVID relief bill today. How soon you could get a stimulus payment if it passes.
CBS 12 News this morning. It is 6:39 right now, and we continue to follow breaking traffic news in West Palm Beach. You're looking live through Traffic Tracker 12 on I-95 right now, northbound, where it is completely shut down at 45th Street because of a deadly accident that happened in the area just before 2 o'clock this morning. I-95 has been shut down since that time, and right now, as we get ready to head into the peak of the morning commute, we are starting to see delays on the interstate growing for about a couple of miles. Right now, they go back to about Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. So what I would say is that if you're heading out the door and you can hop on the Turnpike, it is smooth sailing on the Turnpike. That's your best option for an alternate this morning. You can exit I-95 at Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. From there, you can take Congress Avenue North. You can take Australian Avenue North. You will want to reconnect to I-95 at Blue Heron Boulevard. I do want to let you know as you make your way out along the Treasure Coast this morning, it is a problem-free start for you. Our major highways and our side streets looking good here in Martin County near Canner Highway, Martin Highway. Traffic on I-95 and the Turnpike is running up to speed. I want to send it over to Laura now for a check on the forecast.
Sam, thanks. Let's take another live look outside right now. Lake Worth. And hey, we've got that sun getting at the horizon now. Still rough surf out there. We've got a few clouds across the area this morning. We've got a small craft advisory that's in effect again for the day today. So more rough surf, not a great boating or beach day for you. Those waves are breaking anywhere between 5 and 7 feet. And the winds are coming in still out of the northeast up to 20 to about 25 knots. Low tides this morning at 11:15 and then high tides at 5:15 this afternoon. So it's not a great boating day. It's not the best swimming day either. We still have an elevated risk of rip currents out there with that gusty wind and all of that churning water. So just keep that in mind. It's a much better day to just sit on the beach or maybe walk up and down the sand. Headed inland out near Lake Okeechobee, the chop's going to be a little calmer. It's more moderate out there for you, but it's still breezy at times. Winds at 10 to 15 knots. The water temperature still nice and cool at 71 degrees, and that lake height is just under 15.5 feet. Skies are going to be partly cloudy out near the lake today. Taking another live look outside, we're checking in Boca right now. We've got some clouds out there. Those clouds are moving onshore very quickly because of the strong winds that we're dealing with, but nice and cool out there for us today too, with highs in the low to mid 70s. Matt, Ashley?
All right, 6:41. It is municipal election day. This year we could see record turnout in Palm Beach County.
That's because people who signed up to vote by mail for the presidential election will get mail-in ballots for all elections for the next 4 years, and that includes today.
It's a change here. Madeline Montgomery live with what election officials expect for today. Hey, Maddie, good morning.
Ashley, I'm live at the Tabulation Center where election staff is already getting ready for what they're thinking is going to be a pretty busy day. 19 of our 39 municipalities in Palm Beach County are having elections today, and typically municipal elections aren't a huge draw for the polls, but voting numbers could be boosted between record turnout for November's presidential election and vote by mail being more popular than ever.
I think that for some of the cities, our vote by mail returns have already matched what we've had in previous total turnout elections.
Already, workers are unpacking, sorting, and tabulating some 39,000 mail-in ballots they've gotten already. They sent out 127,000, and election results should be coming in around 7:15 this evening. Of course, we'll be on top of that on CBS 12 News. For now, live in Riviera Beach, Madeline Montgomery, CBS 12 News.
One of those mail-in ballots could be coming from former President Trump. He requested a mail-in ballot on Friday to vote in the town of Palm Beach's municipal election.
And CBS 12 News keep you covered for today's election. Running for Delray Beach Mayor Shelley Petruglia and Tracy Caruso, and another mayoral race happening in Lantana.
Yeah, this one, Mayor David J. Stewart looking to win another term after 20 years in the seat, and Robert Haggerty, a former Lantana police officer, is challenging.
6:43 now, and coming up next, Florida's flawed unemployment system kept thousands from receiving benefits. Why the company behind the broken website says they're not to blame. You're watching CBS 12 News this morning, the one to turn to.
6:46 is the time. Welcome back to CBS 12 News this morning. Checking in Boca, we're dealing with some cloud coverage this morning. Winds coming in out of the northeast again, so pulling some of that cloud deck inland. Checking in Lake Worth Beach. Another rough day out on the beach. Palm fronds blowing around in the wind there. Rough surf with that elevated wind speed. We're dry this morning. We had a few showers move on shore a couple hours ago. It's cool out there too. 50s and 60s to start our Tuesday. Here's our weather maker. This is really just our setup for the week. High pressure in place, keeping us nice and dry. It's a relatively strong area of high pressure, though. Winds move clockwise around it, so that's why we have that strong northeast wind. Winds are sustained at 12 miles per hour right now in Stuart, 16 miles per hour in Vero, 10 in Fort Pierce, and in West Palm Beach right now. So nice and breezy out there for us again. And we're going to stay very windy through the rest of the morning. And even as we head into the afternoon, this is 2 o'clock, sustained winds 15 to 20 miles an hour. We'll likely see gusts even higher than that at times. Here's your 7-day. We're going to stay in the low to mid 70s for the next few days. Gradually warming back up, though. We will be back in the low 80s this weekend.
All right, thanks, Lauren. 6:47, and this morning, the company behind Florida's flawed unemployment system is pointing its fingers back at the state, saying they created the site the state asked for. Executives from the company Deloitte Consulting appeared before senators to dispute a report from the state alleging the company did not test the site properly, and that caused thousands of Floridians to go weeks without unemployment benefits. The executives say the website crashed because of the massive influx of users. Well, last spring, the state had over 6 million claims from 3 million people, more than the last 8 years combined.
6:48 now. A year after that website crashed, millions are still struggling to make ends meet right now. Today, the House is set to vote again on a revised $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan. The bill is poised to become law this week before the unemployment benefits expire. The plan includes extended benefits $1,400 stimulus check along with aid to cities and states. If signed by President Biden this week, the direct deposits could start hitting bank accounts next week.
And so now there is the promise of another stimulus checks and the pent-up demand for travel. All that leads to gas prices hitting a 2-year high. Last week, prices at the pump went up 11 cents, costing about $2.70 a gallon. Clay says prices could rise as Texas oil refineries are recovering from winter storms, and companies are switching to more expensive blends required by the EPA during the summer months. Prices could rise another 10 cents by next week. All right, in just 3 minutes, we have your traffic and weather reports. All the headlines to start your day. Morning Rush coming up next.
Back to CBS 12 News this morning. We are following breaking traffic news right now on I-95 northbound, completely shut down at 45th Street in West Palm Beach. You are looking live through Traffic Tracker 12 on the scene of this deadly accident that has shut down these northbound lanes. It looks like a tow truck has just arrived out there this morning. There has been an ongoing investigation. FHP has been out there since 2 o'clock this morning. So this may be a sign that we're going into the clearing stages right now, but this is what I-95 looks like heading north. It looks like a parking lot, and the delays are now going back to about Okeechobee Boulevard. So we've got several miles of delays. This is right at 45th Street where traffic is being diverted off of the highway. So keep that in mind. If you haven't left the house yet, it would be a great idea to head on over to the Turnpike as an alternate this morning. Otherwise, I would suggest getting off of I-95 now at Okeechobee Boulevard. This is Congress Avenue. It's all green. You can take Congress Avenue north. This is Australian Avenue, also another alternate to head north, but we are seeing a little bit of a delay there along Australian Avenue. So just keep that in mind. These are your alternate routes, but we do have some delays out there this morning. Give yourself just a little extra time if you're heading north through West Palm Beach. Time now for a check on the weather. Here's Lauren.
Sam, thanks. It's a cool, windy start to the morning. We've got those clouds moving on shore for us again. This is the live look in Boca. A little cloudy out there. Checking in Lake Worth, a little more sunshine, but you can see that ocean churning up once again. Elevated risk of rip current through the day. Storm track radar, nice and dry. We had some showers moving on shore a couple of hours ago in Indian River County. Those have rained themselves out. No more rainfall there anymore. 64 degrees in Port St. Lucie. We're at 67 in Fort Pierce. 68 in Boynton. Delray, Boca, and West Palm Beach are all right now at 70. We're coming in at 55 in Belle Glade, and Okeechobee is at 54. Very windy across the area today. Winds coming in out of the northeast. Right now, they're sustained at 16 miles per hour in Vero, 12 in Boca. Looks like we've got another wind gust to add to the list here at 20 miles per hour in Boca Raton. So just a breezy one out there. Now that northeast wind does allow some clouds to move on shore along with a few isolated showers, which is what we've been seeing throughout the morning. So you might get a little sprinkle out there or two later today, but overall it's nice and cool. Temperatures will be a little below average for this time of year. We're right around the low to mid 70s through the afternoon.
And now, the Morning Rush, sponsored by your South Florida Honda dealers.
Well, Governor DeSantis announced the state will begin vaccinating people 60 years and older. The new rule will take effect next Monday and will apply to all sites across Florida. The change comes as the demand from seniors is softening, and federal vaccination sites throughout the state continue to see a low turnout of eligible people.
Starting tomorrow, Publix will be giving teachers and school workers priority for vaccine appointments, and eligible people will get a choice now which vaccine they get depending on what day they sign up for. See, every Wednesday appointments will be for those who want the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Monday and Friday will be for the 2-dose Moderna vaccine. The next registration windows tomorrow morning opens up at 7 a.m.
St. Lucie County is holding day 2 of its vaccination clinic at the Fenn Center in Fort Pierce today. This is only for people to get their first dose. Vaccinations will be administered from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for all eligible groups. People should make a reservation on the county's Department of Health website.
The Centers for Disease Control Prevention's issued new guidance for people who've been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. They can now gather with other vaccinated people without having to wear a mask or practice social distancing in small groups. They can also visit with unvaccinated people who aren't at risk for developing severe disease.
And today is Election Day in Palm Beach County. Mayoral races in Delray Beach, Lake Worth Beach, and Lantana, along with city council seats up for grabs in Boca Raton. Polling places open in just just 4 minutes, and they'll be open to 7 p.m. today. COVID precautions like sanitizing voting booths and social distancing will be in effect.
And election officials tell us they expect record turnout for the municipal elections today. And that does it for us here on CBS 12 News this morning. Glad you joined us on this Tuesday, everyone.
We're back in 30 minutes with another local update. Make sure you follow Traffic Jam Sam on social media to get the latest about I-95 closed right now northbound near the Palm Beach Lakes exit. We leave you with a live look at the Juno Beach Pier. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. We'll see you in 30 minutes.